Hello friends and welcome to Pavan Puri's Pit Stop and to another exciting video on badminton. So as the title says, Yonex ASTROX 39 and the APACS Z-ZIGGLER. Yes, it is the boxing day between the two titans here, the Yonex ASTROX 39 and the APACS Z-ZIGGLER. So starting off with the APACS Z-ZIGGLER, we know it is a British brand and it is a clone of the Yonex Tenore Z Speed and the Yonex Voltric Z Force 2. On the other hand, if we talk about the Yonex ASTROX 39, this is a clone of the Yonex ASTROX 99. Well, considering the fact that these rackets are a clone of some very costly, high-rated and high-performance rackets, the price of these rackets are around 50 to 60% lesser than those rackets, and the performance is exciting. So before we start the comparison, the key features, the key specifications and the differences between these two rackets, let us see how they score and perform on the cosmetic front. So I'm going to start with the APACS Z-ZIGGLER here. The matte finish and the color that I have here is just exceptional and looks amazing, especially these detailings, these golden detailings, small little all around the frame and the shaft. They look great. And if I talk about the finishing, it is pretty smooth. You can feel those rough marks like you have on the matte finish. So the finishing is exceptional on this racket. Well, now talking about the ASTROX 39, the finishing is exceptional. This glossy finish is so attracting, and the combination, you see this firing effect, this gels into this color, and then this just goes along the frame as well. The finishing is, I would say, this finishing is better than the APACS Z-ZIGGLER, but then it depends if you want a glossy finish on your racket or a matte finish. So without wasting time, let us get on to the key features, key specifications of both the rackets and their differences. To start with the APACS Z-ZIGGLER, the frame is high modulus graphite. It has a power head and made of IPN graphite, that is interpenetrate networks graphite, and it has a triple speed frame, that is what they say. Now if you talk about the shaft, this is probably the slimmest shafts around, just about 6.4 mm, and this is an ultra slim shaft. So talking about the string tension of this racket can take 38 lbs. A maximum of 38 lbs is what this racket can take, and in its category and in its competition, this is the highest string tension that is available. And this high string tension definitely talks a lot about the durability of the frame, whereas the slim shaft does create doubt in people's mind, but this is pretty much durable. So talking about the weight category of the APACS Z-ZIGGLER, it is a 4U category racket, which is 80 to 84.9 grams. But with the original or the default grip on the racket and without the strings, this racket would weigh around 84 or 84.5 grams, plus minus 2 grams. But this is pretty close to that 3U mark, because when you add the strings and an additional grip, then definitely it reaches around 89 or 90 grams. It has a G2 grip. Now G2 grip is a pretty thin grip, so which means even smaller hands can use this racket, and if you have a bigger or a thicker hand with long fingers, then you can just wrap up any amount of grips to this racket. So this probably suits almost all kind of hands. Well, if we talk about the balance of this racket is a head heavy balance racket, and the flexibility of the shaft is 9.0, which is a medium flex racket. And if we talk about the length, it is around 672 millimeters, plus minus 2 or 3 millimeters. And the best part about this racket is that this racket is available without the string, which means you can string it as you wish and the kind of string you want to put onto this racket. And if we talk about the price of the racket, this racket is available from 2,300 rupees onwards in the open market or online. And as always, I'll share the latest and the discounted links in the description section below. So if we start with the key specifications of the Yonex ASTROX 39, we'll start with the frame first. And the frame is made of high modulus graphite and a super elastic carbon fiber with a new technology, that is nanomesh neo technology, which applies to the shaft and to the frame both, which increases the durability of this racket, and definitely the shaft is thicker as compared to the APACS Z-ZIGGLER. So if we talk about the string tension, the maximum string tension this racket can take is 28 lbs, and it starts from 20 to 28 lbs. Well, this is pretty less as compared to the APACS Z-ZIGGLER, but that doesn't mean that this is not a durable racket. Now if we talk about the weight category of the racket, it is a 4U racket, which is 80 to 84.9 grams, and an average weight of this racket is around 83 grams, which is a little lighter than the ZIGGLER. But again, you put on the strings and an additional grip, it goes to around 86 or 87 grams. Now if we talk about the grip is G4, which is most widely used. So if we talk about the balance of the racket, this racket is a head heavy balance racket, which means most of the weight is distributed in this area of the racket. And talking about the shaft stiffness, this is a medium stiff shaft, which is stiffer. It is stiffer than the APACS Z-ZIGGLER. Well, talking about the price of the racket, it starts from 2,700 onwards, online and in the open market. And as always, I'll share the latest links in the description below. Though these rackets are very popular, but still, if you want to have a closer look at these rackets, please go ahead. So the one thing that is new in this Yonex ASTROX 39 is that there's a rotational generator system, which actually is a weight distribution management system, where when you play a stroke, the entire force is equally distributed from here when you hit a smash, and then it distributes along the entire frame. And because the shaft is stiffer, you get a 7.1% extra smash power and a 2.3% steeper attack. And not to forget that the stiffer shaft adds on to the control and the accuracy of this racket. So if we talk about the weight balance management system of the APACS Z-ZIGGLER, then they have this power head here, which means that when you hit a smash or play a stroke, the weight is equally distributed. It travels along the shaft onto the frame and then transfers onto the tip of this head, which probably gives you that extra punch or extra power or extra energy into your smash. Well, talking about the slim shaft of the APACS Z-ZIGGLER, which is just about 6.4 mm, they've actually used a cutting edge nanocarbon technology into the shaft to make it durable, and definitely it is durable. Now here, let me show you this. If you can see, this is pretty much clear, I guess. The head of the APACS Z-ZIGGLER is smaller than the ASTROX 39, which means the ASTROX 39 gives you more play area, whereas the APACS Z-ZIGGLER gives you more accuracy. Of course, because the head of the Z-ZIGGLER is smaller as compared to the ASTROX 39, you need more training and more accuracy when you are playing with this racket, which clearly indicates that this racket is an advanced entry-level racket. My experience with both the rackets was similar, and I couldn't find if one was less durable and the other one was more durable. Well, talking about both the rackets individually, which is very important, both the rackets are a gem. Both the rackets are absolute amazing performance deliverers. So you cannot say which is good or which is bad, because both the rackets, they suit different category of players, different style of games, and just a different kind of approach in both the rackets. But definitely there are differences when you start comparing them together. So if we talk about the strings, the string tension is 38 lbs, any kind of string, 28 lbs, any kind of string. So my final words on both these rackets: this one has a stiffer shaft, flexible shaft, has a larger play area, bigger head, has a smaller play area with more accuracy, and needs a little more training. Well, the ASTROX 39 has a steeper attack, whereas the string tension is just 28 lbs, whereas this one needs more training. But definitely once you have your hands on to this is no lesser accurate than this one, and the highest string tension of this racket is 38 lbs. And the overhead clearance of both the rackets is absolutely amazing, very much similar. Let me tell you that individually both the rackets are a gem in its own. When you compare something, definitely you will have a plus or a minus, because you're looking at you are just analyzing it from your own perspective. Well, any intermediate level or above level players who are playing indoor matches, like competitive matches or training matches with these two rackets, independently or separately, that is when you will actually realize that both the rackets belong to a different game, to a different gaming style and a different category of players. Well, that was my way of comparing these two rackets in this brief time I had, and I'm sure these rackets being very popular, many of you would have a lot of experiences. So please go ahead and share it in the comment section. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, watch healthy videos, stay away from corona, and have a good day.